Wait. Wait. About a week ago, we got the biggest news ever that Resident Evil Veronica was coming out. I think it's safe to assume that this is basically Capcom's version of Code Veronica getting a remake. They just decided to name it something a little different. Some questions that a lot of us had get answered very early on. Like, we already have a few answers of even some things that I was wondering. So we're gonna look through the, I guess it's like a press Q&A that happened after Summer Games Fest for anyone who's kind of reporters, so they can make some news about Code Veronica. I'm not going to read this entire article for you guys, but I will link it down below if you're interested. There's already plenty of creators out there who have kind of really deep dived into this, but I just want to just give you guys the main points so you don't have to sit through a extremely long video of just what we know already. The main thing is, I honestly was thinking this was going to be a first person, but it looks like it has been confirmed that this is going to be a third person game, which I'm happy about because I personally really love third person games. I do not know if this game will have a first person option like the previous games. I feel like it definitely will. If not at release, then later on, kind of like Village did. And this is according to the producer. He also noted that this game is likely going to feel a lot like Resident Evil 2 Remake, which so many people are going to love that because I feel like that's one of like the biggest remakes ever. Anytime I've met a Resident Evil fan or even a new one, they have always, a lot of them always started with the Resident Evil 2 Remake. So this game for sure is going to invite some new fans. If you didn't know, Veronica takes place 3 months after Resident Evil 2. It's also important to note that they want to highlight the fact that Claire isn't at her agent stage of her life yet. She's still really young in this game. It looks like there's going to be another trailer that I believe is going to help explain to new fans, kind of like Resident Evil 9 did, where they had Grace's file at the end of the game. They showed the reporters this trailer, and it will be released to the public eventually. I don't know when, but it's gonna be interesting watching that. For anyone worried that this game is not going to be as good as the original or not going to live up to its original expectations, they are saying that they are approaching this remake with the utmost care and respect. And the people that have worked on this remake, they have actually worked on Resident Evil 2 and 3 remake before. Like, this is not the first Resident Evil remake that they've worked on. Someone asked, why Code Veronica? Why is that the next remake that is going to happen? A lot of people really wanted Resident Evil 5. I'm not even sure if they will approach that or not. They did answer this, and they said it all gravitated back to the other person who escaped Raccoon City with him, because they've been focusing a lot on Leon. So this is talking about Leon. They've been focusing a lot with Leon. I mean, they had the 4th remake, and then after that, they had Requiem. So we have not seen Claire in a while, and yet she is such an important character when it comes to Resident Evil, and I think they finally are just giving her the love that she deserves. I know there's so many Claire fans out there that are going to be happy because they have just been starved for a while. Now, the reason why they decided to ditch the code part of the game, they actually didn't say too much about it. They were very vague about it. My personal opinion is, I think that since this is a reimagined, they're very clear with saying it's not technically a remake. It's just easier to say that when you're talking about it, but it's not technically a remake. It's a reimagined of the game. So I think just completely rebranding it altogether is just something they're trying to do. I've also heard some people say that this is the new Resident Evil 5 because we're not really sure if we'll even get a Resident Evil 5 just because of how gaming has just changed throughout the years. And if you didn't know, you can actually wishlist this game on Steam now. I'm not sure if you can wishlist it on any of the other things. I'm sure you can, but it already has 1 million wishlists. If you would like to see more of my personal deep dives and thoughts about what I think this game is going to have, I do recommend my deep dive video, but real quick, I will share a couple new things that I have in mind for this game. I do think it's going to be open world. I know it's like, ever since Requiem, we have been wanting, and like the announcement of Requiem, people have been wanting an open world Resident Evil game. It's just like, it would be so cool, so new, and I'm hoping that this one has something similar to that. It would be interesting to see how they do, if they do any co-op, considering Steve is on this island with you, and maybe it will be similar to something like Resident Evil 0 where you can control both of them, or if they might just do different stories between the two. But I think how strong they made Claire in the original and just like running past helicopters and fighting an entire Umbrella army is not going to happen in this game. And I think they realized that Resident Evil is slowly kind of becoming a little bit more serious, a little bit more believable. I mean, it's still a video game, it's still not reality, but I think that they're just trying to make their characters a little bit more human. And so I do see them making Claire more like her age in this game and less just a huge unit, like I said near the beginning of this video. Basically, what I see Claire's gameplay being like is like Grace's sneaking aroundness. I think that will help you a lot with this game because they have said that they want to try to make it more survival based than action. However, you can actually have guns and you know how to shoot and you can actually fight back when it's necessary to. But let us not forget that soon the sun will set on the age of man. And until then, though, why not subscribe if you seem to enjoy it here? We talk about all things Resident Evil news, specifically the official stuff. I don't talk about rumors too often or leaks. We do cosplay, Resident Evil cosplay. I do plan on having a little road to the new Resident Evil movie coming out, so some fun videos are going to be coming out. If that sounds interesting to you, please stay. This is a new and growing Resident Evil channel, and our current goal is 500 subs. So I would love to have you here for that. That is all, and goodbye.